Okay, good. Thank you for that. Okay. And now you can see the vacation offer?
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
that.
Good. So let's take this and apply this to these criteria. So let's say you want me to go with you on a holiday, and this would be great. I would love to come to Ghana. We go on a holiday, man. That would be awesome.
Right.
Maybe someday. I don't know if
Sure.
if you've traveled with somebody, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's true.
People want to do their own thing, and then but you're together with that person, and you may have not so much money. How do you do it? It's a hard thing to, like, if you have a spouse, then you find out something about your spouse. So you suggest we drive to a tourist town and stay for a few days. I'm evaluating your offer. Okay, so that's the scenario.
Yeah.
Here's the budget. The total cost of travel, lodging, food, and whatever else comes up. Fuel. Deliverable is the experience itself, in this case, right? People would be you and me, and anybody that we meet along the way that's providing the service, right?
Yeah.
And the challenge and the need for this to be enjoyable and also in our budget. So that's kind of like the KPI, right? That's kind of like the high level challenge, right? Good. Okay, so let's do it. So the budget, auditable, can we check how much the lodging and other things will cost?
Yeah.
Like you're saying we should go to that town and we can stay in some hotel. Auditable, show me the price list, right?
Yeah.
Did you check their website? How much does the room actually cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay, explained, budget explained. Are you telling me how much things will cost?
Okay.
And of course, these are very related, right? It's almost the same thing.
Very, yeah.
But anyway, they're a little different. Feasible, how likely does it seem that you will get them at that price?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're giving me evidence, then it is feasible, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly.
So we don't necessarily need every single one, right? There's some overlap, but there should be something about budget. And then impact, is that a good price? Is that a good value for money?
Okay.
Okay.
So is that a good price for lodging and other things? So is there a good price or value for money?
Yes.
Right.
That's my interpretation of the impact of the budget.
Right.
Right. On the deliverables. So in this case, the deliverable is the experience itself. You're going to show me a good time. So that's the deliverable. So explaining, are you telling me what that is going to be like? Are you telling me about the experience?
Okay.
Or are you saying, just trust me? And it's not like the answer has to be yes for every question, right? It's just maybe you haven't explained it, and I'm okay with that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Okay, auditable. Will I be able to check whether the experience matches your description? Kind of not very nice, but anyway. Feasible. Are you convincing me it will be possible to have that experience?
Okay.
And impact. To what extent will that experience make a difference to me? Will that make me happy? Will I like that? Right?
Yeah.
People. Okay, so on the delivery, this is a little odd because it's an experience, it's not a thing, right?
Yeah, but it's quite also a project, obviously, because in Catalyst, there has been a situation where people had to travel from one country to the other to participate in certain programs. So in moving from one country to the other, you need hotels, prices, internal transport, you need feeding. So all these things could
It's possible.
guide that trip. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like in your case, I believe you just said that you were looking at doing some kind of, let's say you're looking at doing some kind of training sessions or information sessions or whatever, right? That would be the deliverables. And you would use
Yeah.
the same, you would use the same criteria here, right? Really?
Definitely.
Yep. Like, are you explaining what you're going to be doing? Is there some way that people can, that you're giving some evidence that you're doing that?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're booking a place to have a talk, that would be some evidence. You could say, well, here's the evidence. I
Definitely.
phoned
Yeah.
them. I've arranged this place, right? Uh, Is it feasible that you can attract those people, that you can recruit these people in that amount of time or whatever? And if you do that, so what? Does that make a difference to anybody? And to address that, right? So that's why we're
Yeah.
calling this whole thing is another thinking protocol, because I don't think anybody ever considers all of these points, right? But it's kind of a map, right? This
Yeah.
it's kind of a map about thinking about a proposal, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's very rigorous, but it's easy to use. You could use it formally or just informally as you're thinking about it, or you could actually say this is the rubric, right?
Yeah.
You could respond to the, when you're evaluating, you could say 7 out of 10, or you could say pass or fail or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're not all going to be relevant, but some of these points should be in a successful proposal, right? At least some of these, right? And this is a work in progress, and we're looking at royalties. Okay, so we're getting, we talked about the deliverables, people, on in terms of the holiday. Are you explaining about the people? Well, who's going to be doing what?
Yeah.
Right? Can we check who's going to be doing what? Is it feasible that those people are going to be doing what you say they're going to be doing?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, will you ask me afterwards how it went? Impact on the user. 2 months from now, if you ask me how it went, what am I going to say? And that's a really, when you read these catalyst proposals, nobody really talks about that very much. It's more like, no, we're going to do the work. We're going to come in, do the work, leave town, and see you later. That's normally how things go, right, in the world, right? So usually the answer to that is no, right?
Yeah.
And then time, can you audit the time? How much time will it take? Why will it take that long? Like if it's, say you're driving from this city to that city, it'll take 4 hours.
Yeah.
How do you know that? Is it feasible to do that stuff in that amount of time? And is that a good use of time? How does it sound overall? And are you showing me any evidence? Right?
Yeah.
And then this one with the challenge, what I'd call the KPIs. In other words, that this one, we want this to be enjoyable and in budget.
Yeah.
Overall. So can we check on that? Can we explain that to each other? Is it feasible that that will be enjoyable and in budget? And will it be? Okay, so questions or comments on that situation?
Yeah. Right. So I think whatever you're saying now is quite related to the preamble up there, and I don't think I have any question because it's quite self-explanatory using this scenario, and then the training example you gave, it's quite self-explanatory. So I don't think I have any comment or question for now. It looks okay
Okay,
for
good.
me.
Well, then let's try a little demonstration, sir. If you're ready for a little demonstration. Okay. So here's a scenario, okay? Now, I think no African family would do this, I bet you. I'm thinking no African family, this would never happen in Africa. But I could see it's possible. could happen in a North American family. Possible, okay?
Yeah.
But so maybe you can change it if you don't like it that it's your brother, maybe it could be your neighbor. I don't know. But anyway, the idea
Yes.
that
It happens. It does happen in Africa, because of ethnic groups and distancing. And there has been kind of loggerheads between family members. So all these things do happen. So it does. It's related. Quite
okay.
related.
So if okay, good. So close enough. So if you can imagine. So here's the offer. You're making an offer, like you're proposing. And actually, I thought a marriage proposal also, you could use the same framework for a marriage proposal. I don't know how, if nowadays there are elaborate marriage proposals like there were in the old days in Ghana and in Canada. I'm not sure. But anyway, we could go with this situation. So you're saying you're going to make me a sandwich and you're going to charge $5. And I am evaluating your offer. Okay. So now,
Yeah.
do you want to try just off the top of your head? What would the questions be? Like what, without looking, let's say.
So for budget, for budget and the budget for auditability, so the question I would be asking is, what is the cost? Okay, so the cost is 5 cities. So would I see the preparation process, or would I see the invoice for the preparation of the sandwich?
Yes.
Well, the other question I could ask is, what are the various components, the cost of the various components that would be used to prepare the sandwich? What are the cost?
Exactly.
Right.
Please go on. Good.
Okay, so then we go to explain. So how would the sandwich be prepared? If I'm track, explain how you would purchase the components.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Right. Then feasible. Would the amount be enough to prepare the sandwich?
Right.
The impact. How would this satisfy my hunger or taste to request for more?
Yep. It is a good value, right? Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Please continue.
Right. So I'm gonna do. Oh, okay. Right. So deliverables. So yeah. So deliverables. So deliverables are the activities gonna put in place. So auditability and deliverables. Right. I'm trying to recall the deliverables, right?
Yeah, this one's maybe hard for a sandwich, like for one sandwich, but maybe if it was 500 sandwiches,
yeah.
then auditable, you're basically you're counting something with auditing, basically, right? So with one sandwich, you don't need to count it, but if you had 500 sandwiches, you would want to count them.
No, there's sandwich in Ghana, there's sandwich in Africa, so just that they are quite expensive here compared to traditional foodstuffs. So, all right, so let me still try. I think I have to give it a try. And then, so the question I'll ask about deliverables will be, would I be able to able to taste exactly what you are telling me the sandwich will taste like?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, and then explain the drivers and explain. So how would the sandwich taste in terms of salt. I mean, how the ingredient to be balanced to give me a taste of my choice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right. And then
or at least what exactly ingredients are going to be in there.
oh, okay. So that's the deliverables, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you
Right.
can talk so much about the taste. The taste, it seems maybe more an impact.
Right, right. Look, yes, yes. The taste looks more like impact. You're right, right.
But you're exactly on track. This is great.
Right. And then on deliverables, feasible. So are you to some extent are you convincing me that the sandwich I'll experience I'll experience a sandwich that looks exactly my expectation. I don't know if that's
I'm thinking that the feasible and deliverables is something like you say you're going to have Black Forest ham in this sandwich, and is it possible that you're going to be able to get Black Forest ham?
right.
Is that even possible that you have that ingredient?
Yeah. So that's a good question on the feasibility. You're right. All right, and then the impact, as you mentioned. So, so to what extent would the sandwich be different from, or to what extent would the sandwich quench my hunger? Because I said I'm hungry.
Yep.
To what extent will it quench my hunger?
Yep. I think of that one. To what extent does it make a difference, really?
Right. Okay.
No, that's right. Good.
Okay.
Very good. Please continue.
Right. So people, so who will be preparing the sandwich? So who will be preparing the sandwich? Or so that becomes explain, right, instead of auditability, if I'm right.
Yeah, and they're very related. And if it's just one person, then you can't really talk about audibility. But if it was you had a restaurant, or you're making
Okay.
1,000 sandwiches and you've got 7 people doing that, then you might talk about audibility of the people, right?
Yeah. So you're talking about the people. So would you be able to check on the people in the process of preparing the sandwich for auditability?
Yep.
And then feasibility. Would those people be ready to prepare the sandwich to be delivered?
Yeah. Feasibility generally means, is it possible?
Yeah, is it possible?
So is it possible you can do that work with those people?
Okay, well, right. And then impact. Would you request for feedback on how the sandwich tasted?
Yep.
If I'm on track on that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so we go to time. So time, auditability. So what time or how much time would how much time would the preparation of the sandwich take? And then explain. Are you telling me why it would take that long? So if you tell me how much time would it take, are you telling me why it would take that long?
Great.
Feasibility. Can it be prepared either before time or after the time proposed?
Yeah, like is
Okay.
it possible to do it in that amount of time?
Okay. Is it possible to do within that time? Okay, all right. And then impact, is there a value for time is the time valuable in preparing the sandwich? Or is it a good time to, with the time proposed, is it a good time in the preparation of the sandwich?
Yeah, is it a good use of time?
Of time, okay, is it a good use of time? Right.
Yeah. Good. And then what did we say for the challenge? Did we have a challenge on that one?
Come again.
Oh yeah, right.
Just
So that was the challenge that I came up with, thinking about brothers and sisters.
yeah.
That we do not want to have a fight over this, basically, right?
Yeah.
We want this to be peaceful interaction. That's our overarching challenge, right? In the family, let's say.
Yeah.
So if that's the overarching challenge, auditable, I don't know if that's well, maybe. What's your idea? I'm not sure if it applies, but let's try. Okay. What do you think?
All right. So on the challenge, auditability, so can you check if the sandwich was tasty and met met the budget or the cost for the budget for the sandwich? I don't know if I'm right. So let me come again. So is it checkable? I mean, can we check that the sandwich is tasty and corresponds with the price I'm purchasing for?
No, I think that would be more like budget and all of that and deliverables and all of that. This one here, if we're saying that the overall challenge is that our relationship.
Okay. Okay. I thought we're doing the challenge KPIs.
Yeah. And for that one, it's kind of funny, but you know that
Right.
this interaction, this deal should enhance our relationship or at least not harm our relationship.
Okay.
Like, you know, we want a win-win thing, and that's the overarching challenge, let's say.
Okay.
So can you audit that? I don't know if you can really. I guess you could say I audit. I don't know if you can audit that one, but explaining it, maybe we can explain it though, right?
So the overall goal. So auditing wasn't the overall goal from the sandwich, but I think the sandwich is the overall goal is to help us interact to enhance or at least not harm our relationship. So if we want to do auditing of the cost of the sandwich, how does that relate to interaction of family members?
Yeah,
That's the question.
I think this one might be something like if we're saying auditing has to do with counting something, then we would say in the next week we could count how many times we argued about this sandwich, or how many times we said or how many times we said, "Oh, that was good. That worked out well for me." We could count the comments, right? That would be one way to audit that. And and then to explain it would be sort of like, well, I get my sandwich and you get your $5 and we're both happy. That's how to explain, you know, that would enhance our relationship or not harm it. And then feasible, is it feasible that this sandwich deal would enhance our relationship? Yes, it's feasible. It might, it's possible that this would be good for our relationship if we agree and we make a deal. That probably would help, right? And then the last one, impactful. what difference is that going to make in our relationship? Well, maybe we could, if we're both happy, we could do it again, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, it sounds like you really get this. So this is awesome. I'm going to be proposing. I'm going to be making a course, I think, is what I'd like to do.
Okay.
And this part here is a bit, I'm not exactly sure, because this part is not specifically about Catalyst, right? It's for any proposal, as we just saw, right?
Yeah.
You could kind of use this. That's why we call it thinking protocol, right? It could be for anything,
Yeah.
really. So, I wonder how, like, so for your third artifact, if you would make something just about this, what we just did, that would be fine. That would be
Yeah.
great. And I can
Right.
I'll make the recording available to you.
Okay.
And,
So right. So it simply means that I can pick any topic in our context in Africa to work on it, or I should pick a proposal in Catalyst and then analyze using this thinking protocol to.
oh, would you like to do that?
Oh no, I mean your preferences. For me, I could pick both one in African context, but not necessarily in Catalyst. And I could also do one with Catalyst after I'm done with the one with the African context.
Well, I think up to you, sir. I'm not sure that it really matters. Like, one from Catalyst maybe is better, I guess, but I don't really know, really. But maybe not, because as I said, that I see this piece as being wider than Catalyst, and that
Yeah.
this could be of use for people all over the world who are like just general education. We should learn this in high school, I think.
Yeah. I think it should be part of the curriculum.
Yeah,
It's
so
quite interesting. I mean, very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
well, good. And maybe you can, so why don't you do something about Africa that's relevant in Africa?
Right. Right.
It could even
So
be something.
I'll do something on marriage. I'll do something on marriage, African context of traditional marriage.
Oh, that would be so interesting. And
Yes.
do you think
In
you
the
can apply
situation,
these?
yeah.
I think they do apply to marriage, right?
Yeah, so we have the traditional part where you don't need to legally apply to any institution. You only have to meet family members and let your intentions known, and then a time will be made for you guys to meet and what you conduct or go through some traditional rites. Then you guys are done.
Yeah, so let's just brainstorm a little bit about these variables if you're going to do that. So the budget, I think there is a budget. Like traditionally, it was, how much money is each person bringing to the marriage, right?
Yes. So often the onus rests on the man. However, there is a budget given to the man to pay to the woman's family. So I can look at those kind of marriage dowries. We call them marriage dowries or dowries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be requested from the man to be given to the family of the woman before she'll be allowed to leave for the husband's home.
So let me ask you one, just in terms of, and we have 9 more minutes unless we come back again. And I have time, so we could come back, but we have 9 minutes. So if it cuts out, we'll come back. Okay.
All right.
So you would need to distinguish between the marriage and the wedding, right?
Yeah. So yes. We have the traditional marriage before the wedding.
No, the other way around, right? First the wedding and then the marriage.
No, here the marriage phase before the wedding.
You start living together and then you get married?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
But okay, well, so we have what we call traditional marriage and then white marriage. So the white marriage is the wedding, and the traditional marriage is the custom, which must be done before the white wedding, and can also be done without the white wedding.
Uh-huh. Well, that sounds really interesting. So the deliverables, what deliverables are we talking about?
Yeah, so so we can look at the deliverables. So are you telling me, so we can look at how the traditional marriage will look like, okay, in terms of the explain. We can also look at the requested material, the component of the requested materials. How valuable are they to the woman's family? Okay, and there's also a quantity they will specify in it. So you can also ask the question, and that is feasible, that is it possible for the man to provide these items to the woman's family?
Yeah, and you're talking about a house and income, right?
Yeah, so yeah, income is part of the whole thing. Yeah.
And the house where you're gonna live.
And where you're gonna live. So income, where you living, and then the kind of work you do.
Yeah, those are the main deliverables in marriage, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then, you know, the woman's gonna show up and, she's gonna be yeah, okay, that's interesting. And then people, who's gonna be involved, right?
Yeah,
Is the
yeah,
mother-in-law gonna be in, how's the mother-in-law gonna be involved?
exactly.
Time. Okay,
Yeah,
well, I think that's pretty ambitious, though. I think that's ambitious to take that on. But if you want to take that on, I think it'd be very interesting. But that's all I'll say. It
take that
might
one up
be
because
hard, but
it
go
falls
ahead if you want to.
within. Yeah, let me take that one up because it falls within the project. For the time, the people, the budget for the ceremony, they have to prepare. I mean, catering, buffet for the attendees. So all these things can be captured at the budget level.
Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. And that could be part of a course. And then so the idea here is that as participants in this study that we've been doing, as you guys produce things, that will become an NFT, and that could get royalties. Now, I cannot promise that that's going to happen. I shouldn't say this like it's going to happen, but that's something that I'm very interested in. Could that be a way to get income for people, in Cardano? Right? I'm not promising, no, please. But why don't you give it a shot? And you might need more than 8 minutes, right?
Okay, 8 minutes. So do you know what I'll do first? I will draft something like how you have done this. I'll forward to you for you to first have a look. If the deliverables I'm putting in the auditability part, the time the people are really resonating with what we have learned today. Then once we're able to make some amendments, then I'll go live with it for the video.
What I'm thinking is that it might be a little bit too big of a project, because we've spent a whole hour going through what these things mean, right? And I just want to show you. I'm going to drag something over here. Can you see this now? I'm dragging a different thing in.
Yeah, it's about showing. Yeah, I can see thinking protocol for assessing proposals.
So this was the actual one. And now I think you understand why I chose just one from each category. but it doesn't have to like, so what I mean here is like these bolded ones are not, I think they're the most relevant, but they might not be the most relevant. But what I mean is that you don't have to address everything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So why don't you address, like, make sure that you talk about each category, but you don't have to do every question from every category, because that was just going to get too long and
Okay.
complex, right?
Yeah.
I've suggested the bolded ones as being the most important, but I don't know that for a fact. Maybe as you go through, you can choose one or two or whatever you think from each category, okay?
Okay.
Because we don't want it too long. You got to try to keep it simple, but not oversimplified, but as simple as possible, but not oversimplified, right?
Right.
So yeah, if you want to send me maybe an outline, you think, or do you want to make a video, or how do you want to do that?
Yeah, so I'll draw something, not necessarily addressing everything as you said, and then I'll share with you.
Okay. Maybe an
Really,
outline.
you said?
Maybe an outline.
Right. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like
An outline with you.
maybe point form.
Okay.
And
An outline, right?
yeah, that would be great. Sure. And
Okay.
so that I think you're probably going to need more than 8 minutes. Maybe could we go for like maybe aim for like 15 minutes? Up to you though. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And remembering that you're kind of also, well, you're applying the matrix, not necessarily explaining about, just applying it, right? So we're good. This meeting ends in 1 minute. Have we got enough? I think we got enough to go, right?
Yeah, we got enough to go. I think it's okay.
You're going to send me an outline in the next day or two or something, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Today's Monday, so definitely by Wednesday you should be ready.
Okay. Sounds great, Peter. This is great. I'm really happy about this. I hope you are.
I've learned a lot, man. I've learned a new thing altogether.
Yeah. Say again.
I'm saying that I've learned a lot, and basically I've learned a new things altogether this afternoon.
Yeah. That's how it is in this environment. Constant learning. That's why it's a good place for educators. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Our meeting ends in 30 seconds, so I'll wish you a good day, and I'll hear from you back in a couple days, right?
Okay, Michael.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks too. Bye.
Have a good time with that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Michael. All the best. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.